go to showdown.com and gather if we can get some lead from there, then we would begin our analysis. We write over here showdown.io, we click on sign up, and if I write over here SSL kickstarter.com, it says us to login. Let me log in. Sometime it gives error like this. Even though it's login, it shows like that. SSL kickstarter.com. If there would be any subdomains, it's a 404, no use to us. 404. Sometimes you should check 404, but not always, because you might get some uh, leaks from here, like if you do the directory busting, but I don't really look out for them. Then it's EM Kickstarter, that's not our point of concern. If we go next, there's a 302, but it's not of kickstarter.com. It's not, it's inventskickstarter.com. The domain name is changed. No, nothing. There is no result which is of point of interest to us. How you can further bifurcate things, right over here 200, and that would only show 200, but these don't belong to a target. So yeah, one thing more you can do in this particular scenario is go over here, write echo, sorry, and over here wayback URLs. Once you do that, you would be getting the wayback URLs of this particular domain. Then you would see if there's some entry which is of specific point of interest to you. But it sometimes take a bit of time to do this thing. Here are the blog URLs first. Then after the blog URLs, there are the discoverer URLs where there are VOI IDs getting sorted. Then there is discover categories, and there are projects which are getting sorted. Alright, so what we can do in this case is you can try running nuclei fuzzer, where you can do like that. If any URL would be leaking to any SQL injection XSS, it would gather that particular thing. By the time, let's start with our manual analysis on websites like this, where the domain is not specifically listed, that what's in domain, what's not in domain. So you should always try with the main domain, which is kickstarter.com. Always try start with that. Now here there's an option to log in. I will click on this. There's an option to sign up. I will do that, and yeah, over here it asks for a name. I would write HTML email injection. Then my mail. Once I do that, it's asking for a password. I would give a full character password. Click on captcha. It says cars, bicycles. If I first clear the reCAPTCHA history, clear create account, it has this authenticity token, sign up, my gCAPTCHA response, IFIC response to this request. It says 200. Okay, it might throw some error. Yep, it threw an error on this particular name of mine. It says only 40 characters are allowed. 40 means 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 36. So this should be allowed. By that perspective, it should be allowed if we include the spaces too. Let's see. Create account, a response to this request. Yeah, it says 302 found. User credentials. Alright. So it gives me this particular thing with the user credentials. I would store it for a minute. Click on forward. User credentials and everything. Alright. So we are into this particular website. Let me see if I got a mail or something like that. I got a mail where it says verify your email, complete verification, but there is no embedding of the username or first name in here. Let me go to profile section. It has this particular image, settings section, settings. In the settings, it says edit profile where my name is there. There's an option to upload avatar. Fine. If I try to turn on 2FA, what it says? Profile send email verification. Method put. Okay, so unless and until the email is verified, they don't enable turning on 2FA. What I believe. Hmm. That's why mails are coming. If I click on this, I need to see what uh, syntax is over here. It says it has a token FE68. If I try to find this token over here, introspection, it's running GraphQL. Enter this response to this request. 302 found and user is verified, the email is verified, and yeah, good to go. All right, now what I was seeing actually is if I go to settings, what is the endpoint to get this 2FA page particularly? Okay, okay, it says country, I write India. If I write my number over here, I click on start verification. Alright, so this is the particular endpoint. For the verification for enabling the 2FA, I take this to repeater. Fine. Do intercept response to this request. Okay, gives me back this particular thing. Now I got a particular code. Fine. Now this code is a 6-digit code. Now what if I try to brute force this endpoint? I would take only 100 positions to see if it works or it gives me a rate limiting error. I go to numbers. Now my original OTP is 529592. So I would write 529550. Just for instance, 529599. And step 1, I am trying 50 OTPs if it works. I click on start attack. Most probably after some OTPs it would start giving me 429 and things like that, as I anticipated that this functionality might start to crash. Now if I click on this again, it would show me you have done this multiple times and things like that. I write over here 79734, start verification, response to this request. I got one more OTP, but the OTP is same. But does that doesn't bother us much, because if the OTP is same, if I enter the old OTP, then it would be a bug 9592. I click on verify. Here's the token. A response to this request. It says 429. That means we have tried this OTP thing a lot of times. Makes sense. If I click on delete my Kickstarter account, how it takes this into play. Okay, so it says just enter your mail to delete your account, which is totally bullshit, to be honest. If it sends me a verification mail, it makes sense. But if it doesn't send me a verification mail, then no. Yeah, I guess sends me a verification mail. Hi there. You need to log in and stuff. It says to delete your data, you need to. Alright. So they have a security that you can only delete account if you have that particular thing. But I want to see this request in plain language, because what I'm not understanding is how exactly this thing is working. For example, if I drag and drop this over here, it has a particular token which we can't guess, obviously, where it says arrays verify login email response to this request. The JSON files are over here. How exactly it's verifying? I want to see that request. Over here it's verifying, where it has this token input mutations, where it's verifying that, yeah, exactly, this token belongs to this particular ID. It gives me the JWT token of this particular session too. Hmm. So what would be the request after the verify? that yeah, everything is good. I need to see that request. If I click on confirm request, in the confirm request, it has the customer, the partition key, and a lot of things. We can't obviously guess that thing, so we can't really see. But seeing to that, if I write like this GraphQL introspection query, we can see if we can hunt for GraphQL. How we do that thing is if we got, let's say, this particular query out of GraphQL. One second. But it should be a GraphQL thing, then only it would work. Like over here, if this is the particular request, you need to see if introspection is enabled or not. How you do that is, it says 400 bad requests. Something went wrong. Please try again. Let me find some automatic tool for GraphQL. It's like API hunting sort of thing on GraphQL. Field schema doesn't exist on type query. It's allowing introspection. I'm not much familiar with this particular thing, so because I don't really hunt on GraphQL, so we can explore this. This would be a new thing for you guys as well. Let me see. What I feel is I should use some tool for this particular thing. Hmm. Hypograph. There was a tool in burp suite, if I'm not wrong. Its name was InQL. I don't know if it's available over here or not. Hmm. Its name was InQL Scanner. It was available in the store. But if it, I guess this is a cracked version here, it might not work. Yeah, over here, see, NQL scanner. But it says it requires latest version of burp to run. NQL is a good tool. Let me see if I have the another burp suit with me. I have this community edition burp suit too. Let me try running this. I have the NQL, okay. So what it demands from us is for running NQL, you need to give the query. Okay. So query means like how it's running. So copy URL. Like this it's running na analyze. Introspection schema doesn't seem to be enabled on the server. Please provide schema as a JSON file. Okay, so schema, the introspection is disabled, as that's why I said na introspection is disabled. If the introspection is enabled, it's very easy for us to see. All right, let's try another things. Let's try myself authenticating now. Seven. And the bad part is the OTP is still same. The earlier OTPs which I got and the OTPs I am getting now is same. I believe that if a OTP is not used, then that particular thing remains same. Now see over here. This is the response where it says NS phone number is verified with this particular phone number and the ID of this particular phone number. That's the particular response of this particular file. I drop that thing and let me see if it's verified or not. Okay, it's not verified. Now I am trying to see it says it's verified. If I click on change, it won't allow me to change. Once refresh. Let me try changing this number. I'm entering a number which doesn't belong to me. Okay. I'm entering any random number. Don't call on this guys. और वो इंसान मेरे को मारे. I'm entering literally any random number. Okay. This is a particular number, so might be the code have been sent. So instead of this, I am entering the code 123456. Click on verify. Now I am looking for a token named ID. मेरे को ये देखना है how it got that particular ID. Now this ID number is 1234567 8, and over here the ID number is of 6 characters. That means this ID token is not picked up from here. Now there is some JWT token over here. I'm basically analyzing that how I can bypass this process and enable verify anyone's other's number. I'm seeing that. I'm not looking for any small bugs or stuff like that. Okay, here the ID is not embedded. So let's let it go. I say response to this request. It says verification code is incorrect. Please try again. No worries. So I know that if it would be a success, it would have said like this, and this is the particular number. What if I enter that number again or any random number? I'm entering any random number. Alright. If I click on next, it says number verify. Now this was the authentic verification thing which was being done. Success, it says success through OTP delivery method phone. Like where we changed our number. Now I need to see if I am able to. No, it's still on that old number. It's still on that old number. Let me try disabling this. It says 302 found. If I click on enable, I was trying to get the endpoint actually. Alright. I have somewhat done my analysis over here. Maybe test other things by the time. Hmm. Now, first of all, there is no OTP verification on 2FA disable, so it's a bug. Like I tested 2-3 times, but there is no OTP verification on 2FA disable. And if I tell you that it's not a really good thing, so it's known under the category of weak 2FA. So I wanted to see how this company is taking this thing. You can copy the report format from here. You can copy the entire same thing and modify it according to your needs. I'm giving the endpoints for enabling 2FA. Submit it. I need to see how the company responds, and if they would be giving a prompt response, we can submit more bugs. By time, let's hunt for another things. Over here, there is an option to change the password. We would come to it in a little time. Let's see what our tool is finding. It's still getting the URLs. Okay, The website might be having a huge uh, domain name. So it says create a custom URL for your profile page, and over here I can upload any image. If I go to this PC, I go to try uploading. I would try uploading this xss svg file. Most probably it should not allow me to upload xss svg file. Yep, it says not acceptable. As I thought, I would try uploading this file. It says 200. Okay, and it even gives a URL of that particular file. But nothing got executed. If I try giving a file which has a malicious comment in it, does it makes a difference? No. Let me try giving a lota pixel file in which there are so many pixels. It's somewhat got cracked by the lota pixel image. Now I see a request over here. When I was on my early stages of hunting, I got a particular target where I was able to escalate this particular thing to a very good extent. What I mean by that is, okay, 1 second please. I click on Control A, Control C, then went over here. Why it's only taking up to these characters? इतना थोड़ा आउटपुट क्यों ले रहा है? It should take the full output. I don't know what's the error with this thing. It's getting copied till this only. There's some error. Hmm. What I was actually talking about, if I give a particular colon instead of this wow ID, does it makes a difference? No, it says 302 found. A response to this request. It would keep loading. Let's wait for this to save this, because lota pixel images are meant with the purpose to crash the website, but in this case it didn't did that purpose. So only thing we are left for now is exif images, but I don't think according to the level of security that it would be beneficial to, but I believe I might be wrong. This image contains no metadata. Yeah, they remove the metadata from images. Hmm. If I delete this image, this link is still working. This is a privacy concern bug, but it would be under the category of P4. The like the CVSS score would be P4, and they have said that they don't reward for less than the severity of that particular thing. Let's see. Cut the report. There's not a problem with that. Privacy concern bug. It's asking for a URL where this is happening. Settings profile URL, and in this particular thing na, give them the link of the image which is loading. Submit this. All right, let's move to other things. I go to account, and over here there is an option to change the password. If I click on this, it says enter current password, enter new password. I entered a single character password, like that's A and A along with my old password. Response to this, most probably it should not allow. It should throw an error, but if it allows, it's good. I guess it allowed. No, it gives me an error. Password is too short. Minimum of this character length password is required. All right. If short passwords are not allowed, let's me give a 10k character password to bring down the website. I entered a very wrong password. I need to see how it treats this password. You can see the length of the password. It should give an error that yeah, the password is so long. So yeah, this functionality is fine. Then turn off recommendations. What is this particular functionality? This authenticity token is somewhat like CSRF token, which is preventing from any sort of hacks to be run. Then there is option to create a custom URL. If I copy this thing, if I write like this, click on save settings, it should show an error. Yeah, vanity URL is so long, and we didn't got a poll back even. We can add websites over here. I would try uploading this website. If it sees that yeah, how exactly it's working, but I don't think I would get a pullback. Okay, the websites gets deleted that easily. Let me delete this thing. Then the notifications. Subscribe to all user settings. Let me see the response to this request. The ID, the auth token. Okay. I need to see if I can do a CSRF in here. Engagement tools, generate CSRF, test in browser, drop this request. Now see if it, now it's already subscribed now. If I drop this CSRF, submit this request, please verify your password. It's not allowing me. I guess the session is active for too long, that's why it's saying like that. The response to this request says the password is incorrect. That's strange. I entered the right password. Sorry, my caps lock was on. Now, this is something very strange. Let me tell you how it's strange. For example, let me first test, then I would explain, because the relevance of explaining won't be there if I can't prove it that, yeah, thing I'm thinking is right. I click on login. It contains my username, it contains my password, response to this request. I interchange it with the response I earlier got. Can I log in into that particular website or not? I logged in. Now let me escalate the severity of this particular thing. Then I would explain, Ravi, that what exactly I did over here is, if this worked now, it would be a huge bounty. If it worked somehow, this would be a high level logic error bug. Authenticator. I scan this code 525934. Now, according to them, the 2FA is live, right? According to them, the 2FA is live. Let me see if the 2FA is working properly. So, how does the 2FA works is that if I enter a mail, the password, and click on login, it would ask for a 2FA code for sure. I would inspect this page. Once again, view page source. One thing I wanted to see if anywhere my username and passwords are supplied. Braze API keys leaked over here. Let me see if it's sensitive. Braze API key. It won't be sensitive. It's if it's like, let me read the documentation. So it says, I don't get a relevant answer what I was looking for. All right. So they didn't really removed this particular Braze API key, which is sensitive. So we should report it. Today, Ravi, are learning a lot of new things, I guess. I would test for that too if I think that's in my mind for sure. Just give me a second. That's in my mind for sure. I'm reporting whatever I'm finding. Uh, let's see. No, this is a third party thing. It's a third party hosted thing. So I'm not doing any testing on this because we can test on this help also, but yeah, obvious we won't be testing out here. What I was looking for is that anyhow my email is embedded over here. Now see, my email is embedded over here and I want to see if my password is over also here. No, my password is not here. So what bug I was looking for is known as source code credential storage. It's a P3 bug where once you it's a bug crowd bug that you should not store your credentials or passwords, but here is only email, there is no credentials as such. Yeah, there's only mail. All right, let's move back. So what I am doing right now, this thing is working perfectly. If I log out, all right, click on login. Gmail.com. Now instead of this particular thing, now login, response to this request, it says this particular thing. I am giving it a token which I copied it when I was creating the account and the account was not verified. If it logged in, it would be a bug, but if it didn't allowed us to log in, it won't be a bug. A response to this request. Nups, it's not working. It's asking for a 2FA. Let me see if I click on code, that how it's reacting. Okay, it sent me a code. If I enter this code 492725. All right, so what I noticed over here is, just give me a second. Let me cross check that what I'm thinking is right or wrong. Let me turn off this particular thing. I disabled the 2FA. Let me try logging in. Login, and let me remove that 2FA from there. I deleted this particular thing. This would be the last bug we were testing on this website for today. I enter the password, click on intercept on, and instead of this particular session, I'm entering this particular thing. If it logs me in, then it would raise my suspicion a bit. It logs me in, but how the previously generated cookies are still active? If I enter a wrong password, for example, I'm entering a wrong password. I'm entering a password of a single character. It won't be right, na? You know that. It won't be right.
Yes, sir.
I clicked on response. If this time we got logged in, then it would be a bug for sure. But because what I'm not getting, we got logged in. So it is authentication bypass for sure.
Yes, sir.
So how exactly the bug is working? That let's say Ravi, I created an account with your particular mail, right? And
Okay.
I didn't have access to your mail. But
Yes, sir.
when I logged in first, I captured that cookie of yours. Okay, the account is not verified. So regardless of your account is verified or not, I got the cookie, which is the credential storage, and it should get expired after every successful logout or anything. So Ravi, technically, if you do change your password, but I can access your account at any time, as I showed you in the POC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
So yeah, that's really critical, and we should report it to the company for sure. It's a high severity bug, and it's a pure authentication bypass. Because if I create a account with a victim, I can access that account anytime. So it's authentication bypass due to logic error. It's a P1 critical. If this company is making sense, so obviously we would get money. So let me write the steps. Create an account on, let me see the URLs on bugs like this ना, make a very detailed report ताकि उनको मौका ही ना मिले आपको टालने का and all that stuff. कि yeah, you are lacking this, you are lacking that. All right, then capture the request to response to capture the response to request of sign up with, right over this, like victims mail. Mail. Then capture the response to request of sign up, which is a 302 request with user cookies. Store it somewhere. Account one. Now, I learned that don't write victim and attacker thing because then they complicate things a lot. So store it somewhere. Then verify your account one and change the password of that. So technically, after logout or password change, the old cookies should not work. Whereas I was able to bypass the authentication even after entering wrong password by just replacing the 200 OK error response page with 302 response containing user cookies. For POC, enter email and any wrong password, and then capture the request. And this was taken before verification of account, an account which could be easily done as you can log in before email verification, then response to this request and interchange it with this. Now it's safe to give them this particular thing. Boom, you are logged in. All right, Ravi. So that's how you write it. I don't know how responsive they would be, but we would continue
Uh,
testing it on tomorrow as well. Thank you for your time.
okay.
Thank you, Ravi. Bye.
Thank you.
Yep.
Recording stopped.